Since the first Glasair was introduced in 1979, we've pioneered the evolution of the composite sport airplane. In that time, Stoddard Hamilton has delivered over 1,500 aircraft kits, and those Glasairs have flown all over the globe. Although there is no mystery to success like this, it does not come easily. It takes the right combination of vision, engineering excellence, and complete dedication to customer support. Experience has shown us that this approach is the best way for our builders to make their dreams and ours come true. Since the first Glasair made its debut, the original design has been subject to continual improvement and evolution. Today, the Glasair is available in two separate airframe configurations. The Super 2 is designed for 4-cylinder engines from 160 to 200 horsepower, and the Glasair III is powered by 6-cylinder engines, typically producing around 300 horsepower and more. The Glasair Super 2 has been described in the aviation press as the ideal marriage of aerodynamic efficiency and utility. But there are some pilots who insist on having more. For them, any form of compromise is unacceptable. Speed and performance are the overriding forces behind their most treasured flying experiences. For these aviators, there is a logical choice: the Glasair III.
The Glasair III for Stoddard Hamilton represented a whole new change in what we wanted to do with the airplane. We were speed merchants. We've always been into the high performance, and we wanted an airplane, kind of the ultimate sports car of the air, if you will. We were initially looking at the 260 horsepower engine. I go, no. Let's go with the 300 horse. And you know, when you fly the airplane, you really realize that you're flying a thoroughbred, a real race machine, a real high performance airplane. It's actually really similar to flying, you know, a high performance twin, but even better. You know, because of its just nimbleness and its smaller size, the roll rate is really good. There's very few home builds or any, you know, airplanes with that much performance that can do vertical S's and vertical 8s and the type of vertical maneuvers and get that much penetration.
It does things no other airplane in the world will do. It has flight performance similar to a P-51. It has aerobatic capabilities that warbird drivers could only dream about. It has cross-country capabilities that aerobatic pilots dream about. My friends go to the air shows and drag along at 170 miles an hour, and I blow past them at 250 miles an hour. It has baggage hauling capabilities. It's big. I can put my girlfriend or my little boy in the airplane and go cross-country. I can get it from Phoenix to Denver in 2 hours, or Phoenix to San Diego in 1 hour and 15 minutes. You know, it does so many things well. Vacations, air shows, cross-country travel, business travel, you know, heart-stopping aerobatics, and the total combination is something that no other airplane can equal. There's no other kit manufacturer that can fly aerobatics like the Glasair III and has that combination of aerobatic capability, cross-country speed, the ability to fly air shows, haul people, haul baggage, and get you there in a hurry. You know, Glasair is the only game in town. There's nothing else like it. In my air show, I tell the crowd over the PA that Glasair's slogan is performance you dream about, but it also comes with aerobatic capability that other kit manufacturers don't even want to think about. And it's a real fun airplane. And for those who don't fly aerobatics, the strength and the security that comes from knowing that this airplane can endure the types of things that I put it through on a daily basis should bring tremendous peace of mind. It's a great airplane. It's a sexy airplane. It looks right. It flies right. And it is right, and I'm thrilled to have one. I'm very excited to be the air show demo pilot, and I have a lot of fun with my airplane.
So if the weather's nice, any place we need to go, we cruise at 250 miles an hour, and that makes it so it's 3 hours to Seattle, or 2.5 really, or 1 hour and 40 minutes to Los Angeles, and 35 minutes to Reno. So sure, where we would otherwise take the airlines, we now take this. And we've been to Florida a couple of times, and to New England, and to Omaha to see the kids, and up here to the Northwest, and we go to Southern California. And every weekend we go somewhere. But I don't fly it mostly because I have to get somewhere. I fly it mostly because it's fun. I think this is probably the closest to the perfect personal airplane as you can get. It's comfortable and quiet and fast and easily manageable. But I like the building phase. You know, it's nice to be creative, to come out and build things that work. And the Stoddard Hamilton parts are very good, and their instruction manual, I think, is a model for the industry. And the people here are very responsive. I've always gotten all the help I need from them. It's been the most satisfactory avocational thing I've ever done, by far.
I was looking at the other Glasair III that they had with a turbine project in it and thought that I might want one of these high-performance airplanes, you know, with a turbine engine in it. And so I hired a professional builder to help me with the project. And we went ahead and started working on it after we got the airframe, and from the time we started till the time we finished, the entire airframe was 12 months. Right now we're getting performance of 260 knots at 55–60% power and burning 21 gallons per hour. Next spring we plan on doing a flight from Seattle to the East Coast non-stop and try to set a distance and speed record. Total fuel that we'll have on board is 178 gallons. And we figure we'll be able to do the flight in 7 hours. The airframe that we have here is absolutely a stock Glasair airframe, with the exception of the firewall forward. We did not do any strengthening to the aircraft to bring it up to strength. The airframe is totally strong enough to handle this here engine as it is. The only time I bought an airline ticket is when I went down to pick this up at the paint shop.
The Glasair III composite airframe components are beautifully handcrafted from aviation-grade fiberglass cloth, impregnated with vinyl ester resin over a low-density foam core. Female molds are first coated with an ultraviolet-resistant gel coat system that provides a smooth surface for cosmetic finishing. The outer skins are laminated in place and reinforced where needed. After inspection approval, the core material is bonded in place and vacuum bagged to enhance integrity and squeeze out excess resin. After curing at room temperature, the component is carefully QC'd and then prepared for shipment. A veteran in composite aircraft design and manufacturing, Stoddard Hamilton has consistently earned an outstanding reputation for customer support. Although this may not seem very important when initially choosing an airplane to build and fly, a comprehensive builder support program becomes invaluable should you encounter a problem during the construction process or need assistance as you fly and maintain your airplane. It starts with Stoddard Hamilton's easy-to-follow, comprehensive builder's manuals, logically organized and featuring clear graphics with understandable text. As most customers are first-time builders, all documentation is produced with the novice in mind. All the materials used in Glasair components have been carefully chosen to provide high strength, longevity, and ease of construction. Metal parts are finely machined and completely pre-finished with protective surface coatings for maximum corrosion protection. All small parts are shipped on see-through blister pack cards, making organization a snap. All supplied hardware is aviation grade, conforming to the most stringent strength and dimensional specifications. It's this attention to details, coupled with unmatched builder support, that has placed Stoddard Hamilton aircraft all over the world, not in tens or hundreds, but in thousands.
We started the Glasair II simply because we liked the original one that we had built about 5 years ago. We completed that. It's been such a trouble-free airplane that hard to beat. This is going to be a better one, I think.
This kit is a class kit, and we haven't had any problem with the kit or the airplane, the manuals. Just been a real thoroughly enjoyable experience.
And all of the major large machine components are just first class. The landing gear, all the brackets, fittings. I could not want anything any better so far.
Yeah, we hang up all our parts on the wall so everybody can come and admire them as they come look at our airplane.
Available in retractable, fixed tricycle, or tail dragger models, the Super 2 provides a staggering number of builder-selectable options and configurations. But no matter how you choose to customize your Super 2, there are several features you can automatically count on. A wide, high, and low-speed performance envelope. With only 180 horses, the Super 2 RG will cruise at a solid 245 miles per hour. Equipped with the optional slotted flaps and wingtip extensions, this same airplane stalls at a docile 54 miles per hour. Excellent fuel economy and range. The Super 2 will travel 25 to 30 air miles per U.S. gallon of avgas. With optional tip tanks, a range of over 1,500 miles is typical. Exceptional short and unimproved field performance. Flying from grass or gravel strips is not a limitation with the Super 2. A comfortable and accommodating interior. The Super 2 has plenty of room for 2 large adults and baggage, and plenty of panel space to accept full IFR instrumentation. Sport aerobatic capabilities. Stressed for +6 and -4 Gs, the Super 2 is no stranger to aerobatics and has thrilled air show crowds and pilots for years. Affordability. Even the most exciting airplane kit can become useless if it costs too much or takes too long to build. The Super 2 combines comparatively low build time with an equally low purchase price. These exceptional features combine to make the Super 2 not only an outstanding value initially, but for many years to come. The RG is the most sophisticated of the Super 2 line, offering higher speeds through retractable electro-hydraulic gear. Each gear assembly package is as complete as possible, including all component hardware, electrical, and even gear doors. Each gear strut comes fully pre-assembled, charged, tested, and ready for installation. The factory prototype RG has well in excess of 3,500 gear cycles and has yet to require any maintenance beyond minimal service and inspections. Because the retractable gear perfectly complements the aerodynamically clean design, the RG choice has become a very popular one among Super 2 builders.
At least on my airplane, the reality has exceeded the expectations. The plane has turned out to be everything I ever wanted and more. And shortly after I started to fly, I met some of the Stoddard people up here at the Arlington Fly-In and took a ride in a Glasair, and before I'd got my private license, I put a deposit down on the Glasair Super 2, went on to complete my private, started building the airplane, and first flew the airplane last June. I really enjoyed building it. I probably put in 3 or 4 hours a day on it after work, and I build it right at my business so I could get away for a few minutes now and then to work on it, and then I'd spend one of the 2 weekend days working on it. It was a very enjoyable experience building the airplane. I thought the materials and the documentation in the kit were just outstanding. What I found was I'd read it through 2 or 3 times before I'd do it and get the idea what the goal was, what I was trying to accomplish, what the outcome was supposed to be, and then do it. I know a lot of guys that have built Glasairs now, and most of the people I know are first-time builders. One of my good friends started one when he was 73 years old, and this fellow did an excellent job on his airplane. I think it's an airplane that anybody who gets committed to build will build and build well, and there's support and help and backup to do it.
Well, this is what the airplane looks like when it's all together. And we've been down to Sun and Fun in it, flew it all the way across the United States to Florida, and that was about a 14-and-a-half-hour trip. And my wife Elizabeth and I mostly use this airplane for cross-country travel. We love to get into it for a 3- or 4-day trip and go to various parts of the Mountain West. One of our favorite places to go is Sun River, Oregon. It's about 250 or 60 nautical miles. On a good day, we can make the trip from Arlington, where I keep the airplane, to Sun River in about an hour and a half. To us, it's like a magic carpet. We can go where we want, when we want, weather permitting, of course, and get there in a hurry economically. We get there after having fun. The trip is part of the adventure. We have a real great time doing it.
Some pilots strongly feel that simpler is better, especially where the construction and operation of airplanes are concerned. The Glasair II FT fits this role perfectly, without excessive sacrifices in the performance department. The rugged fiberglass main gear features full-size 5x5 tires, and the shock-mounted nose gear strut allows for incredible ground handling in tight areas with a simple free-castering nose wheel. Over-the-nose visibility and propeller ground clearance are superb, and the faired gear struts and streamlined wheel pants allow the FT to reach cruise speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour. The Super 2 FT is flying proof that high performance and simple tricycle gear can all work together beautifully, with very real savings in build time, weight, and cost. Some purists insist that there's only one place for a center wheel on any airplane, the tail. As the very first Glasairs flew from a rough gravel strip over 15 years ago, these prototypes were all equipped with this conventional gear to obtain maximum performance without sacrificing simplicity or ruggedness. The options with the Super 2 family don't stop with the landing gear. Wingtip extensions are just the thing for cross-country flying. They easily replace the standard wingtips in about 20 minutes, producing higher cruise speeds at altitude, increased lateral stability, and lower approach and landing speeds. Of course, the standard wingtips go back on just as easily, restoring the quick aerobatic handling to the Super 2 whenever it's desired. The manually controlled hinged flaps can be augmented by electric actuation or even replaced by optional high-efficiency slotted flaps that lower landing speeds by a full 5 miles per hour. A pre-molded three-dimensional fiberglass instrument panel is available for those wishing to save time in constructing the standard flat aluminum panel. The Super 2 family will accept a wide variety of Lycoming engines, the most common choices being the 0320 and 0360 series. For these, engine mounts are provided at no additional charge. Mounts for higher horsepower engine choices are also available, but may require a slight additional charge. Your choice of propellers will determine which spinner installation kit to use. These kits are provided at no additional charge and include all necessary mounting hardware. The engine and propeller combination will also influence the cowling selection and choice of the right exhaust system. Stoddard Hamilton's experienced builder support staff can provide invaluable assistance when considering the wide range of engine options available for the Super 2 family of aircraft. Given the myriad of options and styles available for the Super 2, it's no wonder why so many builders consider this to be the ideal personal kit plane. And there are as many reasons to build a Super 2 as there are different option combinations. One of them is bound to match your own personal aircraft requirements perfectly.
It was a dream to build the airplane, and the second dream was to fly around the world. That's it. Now I'm doing. I was leaving Austria at 15th August. First stop was Luxor, Egypt, then Muscat, Oman, Karachi, then India, Ahmedabad and Calcutta. So after Bangkok, Thailand, then Singapore, Bali, Indonesia, Darwin, Brisbane, New Caledonia, Fiji Island, Pago Pago, Samoa, then Christmas Island, then Hilo, Hawaii, and now Hayward. Yes, next stop will be Dallas, Fort Worth. After that I go home. I was flown from Austria to here 110 hours, and I think till home needs more 40 to 50 hours. All around 160 to 170 hours. All the people are very interested around the world. I've never seen such an airplane and never heard to build an airplane by myself, especially India and yes, all the Asia area. They cannot understand to build an airplane by yourself and fly around the world. The performance of the Glasair II is very, very good. And the fuel consumption, I've flown most time at 10,000 feet with an average speed of 170 knots and a fuel of 8 gallons per hour. So I have a range with the extra tank of approximately nearly 2,500 miles, 15 to 16 hours for flying. It's enough. I'm planning the next one, the Glasair III and the Glasstar together to build for some friends of mine. I think the best plane I can get.
I think our company, Stoddard Hamilton, we've been around a long time, you know, and because of all the research that we've done, the engineering, testing, and analysis, that we've created some of the best, safest airplanes out there, high-performance airplanes on the market today. No one engineer knows everything. You know, I use structural experts, FAA DERs for many of the things, flutter DERs, flight test type DERs. We have a lot of great experience to draw from, and a lot of that has been brought right into the Glasair. I've flown a lot. I grew up around airplanes ever since I was 4. I got my license when I was 17 on my birthday. I took it for granted. In fact, I quit flying for 8 years, and then when I started working at Stoddard Hamilton, Tom Hamilton basically said, "Hey, we need another pilot. I know you got your license. You got to get flying again." And oh yeah, okay. And he got me flying the Glasair. I was like, now this is really flying. I mean, I was hooked. I would come to work at 6:30 in the morning, fly for an hour and a half to go to work, fly at lunch, fly after work. It's just, you know, and then I got introduced to the aerobatic thing, and I just, any spare second I was airborne. And it's just that way, you know. I mean, I've given guys rides that weren't pilots, never been in a small airplane before, take them for a ride, do one roll, they sell their motor home, they are buying the kit, and they get their license in it, and everything. That's why you buy a Glasair. It's fun, really fun, and I enjoy the performance. There's something about being able to climb at 3,000–4,000 feet a minute, and instantly you're at 10,000 feet over Mount Baker here, and you're 10 hours you're in Florida, and, from Washington. It's pretty amazing.
Taking the first step is simple. A single phone call to Stoddard Hamilton can arrange a factory tour and demo flight, where you can experience firsthand the joy of flying Glasair style.